with us on the Executive Committee for the Sustainability Association. Elizabeth Blick, she's Managing Director of WildBlue Global, which I prefer to think of as more a broker of waste. But Elizabeth's sustainable credentials go very, very deep. So I will hand over to Elizabeth to let you know what she does.
Thank you. And as sponsor and one of the founding members of the association, welcome to this event. For the last talk of the day, it's great to see so many people here still. So well done, you've made it. This afternoon's talk is about the bin trim program, because we figure that there's a lot of businesses out there that could benefit from the government assistance that is available at the moment. So part of our consulting firm we are grantees of the New South Wales Waste Less Recycle More initiative, which is an EPA-funded program out of the waste levy. If you didn't know, every time you send material to landfill, you actually pay the government a levy. So the government has decided to reimburse businesses and direct that back to increase recycling. This is the second time that we have received a grant from the government. And I thought that I could best illustrate its benefits by going through the last round that finished last year. So, basically, it's here to support businesses avoid waste or reduce it, or to increase recycling. And it works by the premise of we come into businesses and offer free waste assessments. And we provide a free waste assessment to give you a baseline, so you know that where you're starting. So what you don't measure, you can't manage. So we give that information to you, and then we work with you to find out ways in which you can actually improve your recycling or avoid and we give you ideas and help you implement some of those actions. And once you have implemented those actions and a change has been made, then we come back and give you a second assessment, and then to demonstrate where you have been to where you are now. And if appropriate, we also can do the paperwork to help you qualify for a $50,000 government rebate on equipment that will help you recycle. So that's a dollar for dollar matched funding. So we are the conduits. If you want to gain access to that funding, you need to have an assessment and be part of the whole process. Up till the last round, we assisted 22,000 businesses in New South Wales, or the program did. The program average was 13% increase in recycling. I'll show you a bit what our figures were in the last round. And so what we do is a waste assessment and action plan. And what the benefits are, well, you get a baseline study of what your waste is. And we found that a lot of businesses, their staff actually benefit from knowing that their businesses are engaged in something which is sustainable. So you improve your staff morale, you gain recognition, and of course you make a better financial bottom line. So all the points of sustainability in terms of profits, people and planet are being met. Eligibility, any business which has less than 400 employees qualifies. WildBlue Global, bin trim round 3 results. Instead of 13%, we managed to average an improvement of 34%. Our target was 2,000 tonnes to recycle. We managed to divert 17,000 tonnes, and we were second highest of the ratings across the consultants that received funding. So in terms of business satisfaction with the service that was provided. And that number of $164,000 in equipment rebates, that's actually gone over to $200,000. And I'm pleased to say that we've also been able to assist 2 other businesses that are here, Coast and Valley Oil and Economy Waste, also receive grants. Yeah, and Bib Embrace. Yeah, but in addition to the $200,000, we've also been able to help them secure $300,000 in other government funding, not through bin trim. So there's money out there, and if local businesses can benefit from it, it would be fantastic to see. Bin trim rebates can go from anything to, this is a bulk dispenser from a bag that we're able to put into a brewery. So instead of using 25 kilo bags, they could do a bulk dispenser, anything that basically avoids reusers or recycles. And yeah, manufacturers, facility managers, small scale recyclers all qualify. Sorry. How do you go back? Oh. Oh, the bottom. That way? Doesn't work? Yeah, okay. So a baler we are able to put a baler into a modular builder, and another one was a skip company that was able to put in this equipment. They were sending all this material up to Queensland, and were able to put in a screen that could recycle their concrete aggregate, and from there they were actually able to make a product that they could actually sell locally. So that was a nice little one. That was a local company. And we've able to put in a drum crusher at a pharmaceutical company, coffee roasters with take-back options, aged care facilities, through source separation bins. That's the Coastal Valley oil, being able to separate the oil, the paper and the steel. They used to block it all, give it to one steel. One steel had a fire. They said, no more, thank you very much. So they were able to put in equipment themselves that could shred it. They got a bin trim grant and a product improvement grant to facilitate that. And a food manufacturer with their plastic waste as well as their food waste. We come in, we have a look, and what Greg was saying before in terms of looking at your supply chain, looking at the ways in which your material is coming, and who you can potentially look at, who has delivered your products, and either aggregate it there or simply avoid it in the first place. So look at the processes. Sometimes the processes are such that only if they did something a little differently and with a different pair of eyes, they think, oh, why are you actually doing that way? If you did it this way, would that solve that issue instead of having all of that waste on the ground? If you didn't have that particular corner, would it smooth out? And sometimes it just takes those fresh eyes on, looking at things that can improve it. And these sausage casings were actually glucose. And they thought that all of it had to go to landfill, but we did some testing on it, and glucose just basically dissolves. So it could have gone to composting. And that's a bit about bin trim. So tomorrow's talk, we've grown as a business. It's been an environmental consulting company, and Bruce called it what did you call it, Bruce? A broker. and we find that as we are engaging with businesses, we talk about waste, and some people say, we're here from the government. We're not actually from the government. It's a government-funded program, and there's often two responses. Some people say, we don't have an issue with waste. All of the waste is in the background, and they say, no, we don't have waste here. It's not a problem, because people don't often want to talk about waste. So there's challenges in actually engaging with businesses, but when we demonstrate the benefit of actually being involved in a program that's actually worthwhile looking at and investigating areas in which you can improve upon it, $1 saved from your waste bill is more like $2 from revenue, in terms of you don't have to work as hard. If you've been able to save it at the end, you don't have to pay taxes on it and all the other stuff. So it makes good business sense. So we encourage you, if you haven't already signed up, to have an assessment, or know of people that could benefit by having an assessment. Let them know. We are well and truly into round 4 of bin trim, and we are completing the amount of registered businesses. We have a quota that we need to do, and we only have spaces for 50 more. So we are on the home stretch, and we're kicking goals. So and we'd want to see, we can do New South Wales the whole state of New South Wales, but we'd like to see, being a local consulting company, we'd like to be able to see local businesses benefit from it as much as possible. So thank you.